Another day, another nickel, or whatever that term is. Welcome back. First of all, thank you all so much for subscribing. We're 260 in and moving right along. But let's get into our story. This is a project like any other project, with a few little twists and turns, but no major mistakes by me. If you've watched any of my videos, I say this in almost every video. I've made some mistakes. But we're all good here. This one turned out pretty well, and I'll tell you why. Going to get these flattened so I can start on the river portion. They were flattened, they looked good. I initially took a look at them, but then I thought, what if I didn't cut these slabs all the way through for the river? Boom.
You're so smart, and you're...
Good idea. We CNC'd the river, only a ½ inch deep. The client went for it. They had a little bit of a budget, so we were able to save them money and save me time, which saves me money. It's a little bit cold in this time of year. We have an upstairs loft, and I like to use that to do these smaller projects. I can keep my shop pretty warm, but I also have other projects going on. Here we go. I go up, I go down, materials, picking them up, tools that I forget, moving the slabs. The amount of times I touch a project is absolutely crazy. Dang. We got to do some silicone and get these ready, and then they need to sit. You may be able to see this here. Silicone on the tape. I do one layer of silicone. What's going to be interesting about this is it's going to imitate a live edge look, so it doesn't need to be perfect, and I'm going to silicone the mess out of this a few times before I do my pour. In the meantime, I'll be filling in cracks and so on, but kind of a start. I'll let it get stiff. That tape is kind of holding up the caulking until it dries. There you go. I think I've mentioned this in other videos. I actually use store-bought epoxy, and what I mean by store-bought is something you can get from Lowe's or Home Depot. Lowe's epoxy is cheaper than Home Depot by like $10, just FYI. I just like using it. It cures fast. You gotta be careful because this is actually only designed to be about an 1/4 inch thick. But you probably gathered by now that I've saved quite a bit more for myself and the clients on this typical epoxy project. If you see online, some of them wind up being pretty expensive. I don't always charge crazy amounts of numbers because I like repeat clients. I like word of mouth. Although social media and many other forms of marketing are very powerful, I still believe that word of mouth is one of the most powerful tools you can use, and the simple fact for just treating people right. This color is an iridescent, sort of inspired by like seashells or something that you would see that has multicolors with like a pearly, purple, blue, green. A couple of the colors do eventually fade in this, but it did maintain a really cool iridescent look. I got it approved by the client. She liked it. So if she likes it, I love it. And that's what it's all about for me, and to get paid. Overall, I was satisfied with it. I committed a cardinal sin by sanding across grain. I try not to do that. This was pretty inevitable with a cookie slab. It took a little more time to get some of those deep belt sanding scratches out. I got them out, and I was able to get ready for the flood coat. This is where the caulking was. I pried it off of there, sanded it down a little bit. It'll be ready for its final flood coat, where it'll drip over. Give it a nice edged finish. It follows the live edge. It's by design. Little intermission with my coworkers.
Okay.
Time for some math. There may be an easier way to do this, but this is the way that is easiest for a person that has a brain like mine. Take a straight board. I measured 5 inches in from the widest portion of each side of this cookie. And then I drew a straight line. I found me a right angle, using up as much space as I could underneath. so I could get my legs square. It worked out pretty nicely. You can see the little details through here on how I did it. I am pretty happy with the flood coat as well. Again, I didn't have to wrestle with this slab too much because of the way that we designed it functionally towards the beginning. It saved an ample amount of time. I was able to get a lot of that checking filled really quickly. Pretty color, pretty flood coat. Enjoy the final shots.